Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome to today's Thursday Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It is Thursday, December the 13th, guys. We made it past the 12th, but I've got the aliens behind me just in case they decide to come a little late. We didn't have the crazy, massive Mayan prediction calendar end of the world drastic event that everybody was calling for yesterday. Also, Bitcoin did not skyrocket up to 16,000, which was, I think, browsing crypto Twitter, which seemed to be the overall prediction, December 12th, 2018, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. 10, 10, 10. I don't know, man. I don't do numerology or sacred numbers like that. Not really my thing. Not dissing you if you do. But again, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning. Again, as always, we're here every morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, noon on the Eastern Seaboard, cracking cryptocurrency, guys. And I hope you're doing fantastic today. Market's not doing a whole lot. It's kind of a boring day. I think that alts might have a decent day today. Actually, I run of it just looking at MDR and overall market depth ratio and general sentiment based on Solium.io and our other social media sentiment indicators. But we'll see how the day plays out. Let's see, quick updates. Let's go through the normal stuff, guys. Again, website continues to be updated as well. If you guys have any thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, and or potential death threats, please leave them in the comment section down below, or email them to us, or hit us up on the Discord. We would love to hear your thoughts and comments on how to improve the website. Again, Scott's working really hard on this, so it continues to get better every single day. You can see here he has added the Crypto News Pulse hand-curated news. So if you guys are tired of scraping and scratching and looking for what kind of news you think is relevant in the cryptocurrency markets, or just anything affecting this nascent space, then head on over to crackingcryptocurrency.com. It's also in the Discord as well, guys. So yeah, Scott's really going pretty ham on this website. It's really starting to come together and look pretty fantastic, guys. Let's see here. Quick update on the Cracking Cryptocurrency trading group. Week 2 continues to roll along, up 77.32% in return on equity so far. Let's see, the latest things that we've closed out was a little Bitcoin gold scalp that we were potentially looking for a bigger play at. Didn't really formulate the way that I wanted it to. It was looking a little hairy, so we pulled out fairly early. The XBT USD long yesterday did hit 34.40 after entry at 33.80. That was a 3 to 5x leverage trade, so that did okay. Popped 9% at 5x, pulled back to 3,400 and hit the break, the stop loss at break even. So no loss on the entire equity there, and a good profit on 60% of your equity. Or 20%, depending on how the members played it. It's their risk management is up to them. OMG, we had actually been playing out for a while. It kind of wobbled up and down, left and right. It was forming an ascending triangle actually on the lower time frames. It broke down from that, so I pulled it. We were actually up 8% at one point in time. Pulled it at 5.43%. It's fine. It's whatever. TRX Z18 short, kind of the same story as XBT USD. BitMEX getting a little whipsawed on the scalp trades, but it is what it is. We're able to close out the good portion of the trade at 9% profit after posting that take profit last night. And then price did reverse and hit the stop loss at break even, so not a huge loss there. ETH USD short that was posted last night, entry around $90, did come down and hit our first target at $87.50. And actually, XBT USD short scalp too also hit our first target. So kind of the same thing. Entry at market level, price runs down, hits the first take profit, and then pulls back up and hits the stop loss at break even. So no loss on the majority of equity, and good profit on 20 to 30 to 60% of your equity, depending on how you're positioning your take profits as well. That's still live actually, so we'll see as that goes. So I do need to add that XBT USD. It did actually hit that first take profit that I had posted last night. So we'll keep you guys updated on that as well. Again, we will be speaking at the American Association of Individual Investors Milwaukee chapter in Brookfield, Wisconsin, on January the 19th at about 10 o'clock in the morning. Me and Scott will be doing a 1-hour presentation. Tickets are still available if you guys want to come out and see our presentation. We'd love to see you out there. Do the whole meet and greet, sit and answer questions. It'd be fantastic, man. So looking forward to that. All right, let's get into the markets, guys. So really, honestly, not a whole lot of interesting things to talk about here. Starting off with the daily chart. Price still in this sideways period of consolidation, right? Just stubbornly hanging around in this order block right around the point of control here on the daily chart. Looking at longs and shorts, they're pretty much sideways. Not a whole lot of interesting data to go off there. So directional bias is obviously still going to be to the short side in the short term. Merely because that's the overlying trend. However, we're seeing volume continue to drop off. We're seeing volatility continue to drop off, which is what you would expect in a period of consolidation. So here's the reality. Sideways markets are terrifying because you get whipsawed so easily, and that's why I rely heavily on average true range to set my stops and take profits. However, with the volatility of Bitcoin, entering into a trade on the higher time frame, something like the daily or the weekly at this point in time, is not the direction to be taking. I don't see a strong long-term setup here. Obviously, we are still in the mid to long-term XBT long setup. We had, again, just to refresh you guys on our positions, going over here to XBT USD. First fill at 3,500, then again at 3,300, got a partial fill at 3,200, and took profits on the way up at 3,550 and 3,620. We actually did hit 3 of our 5 stop losses. Now we have risk managed down in these lower levels, which would overall give us a positive return on equity for the trade, and those stops are just to manage risk at this point in time. But orders are still on the books as is. We have a take profit around 37.43 and 38.45, and our final target would be at 40.24. So we won't have confirmation that those actually will actualize, as I've been saying for a while, until we actually are able to break above this current bearish order block around $3,600. And if you're not in a position right now, I would not be entering into this whipsaw trade unless you're going down to the smaller time frames and looking for scalps. There's lots of good potential opportunities. Again, using our trading strategy, using VPSV and just based off volume profile, you're able to catch good key turning points in the market. And that is what we actually discussed in the last 2 weeks of our private webinars for members and subscribers to the Kraken Cryptocurrency Trading Group. So if you guys are interested in learning that trade strategy, that option is available for you on the table. All subscribers to the Kraken Cryptocurrency Trading Group do get access to our private webinars and educational material as well. So let's see here. Yeah, man, if you're not in a position at this current point in time, I would not recommend you being into a position. The trades that I see on the table, here's the trades that I see on the table. A break of 3,300 would be a good entry into a short position, a breakout trade to the downside. You could be targeting 3,200, a sweep of these lows, so 3,250, 3,200, 3,100. That is also, as you will notice, where I do have my position set to refill my longs. The other potential breakout trade on the table is a wait for a close and a break above 3,600, and then you can take these upside targets to the upside. So for the Kraken Cryptocurrency Trading Group, we're still in that long position. We've leveraged in well. We've managed risk well. The short-term trade that we put out yesterday hit first take profit, as I went over earlier in the stream. So we're still buzzing quite along quite nicely on that. But the reality of the situation is that when you are in a ranging sideways market, you tend to get whipsawed a lot. So it's very difficult to place your stops, and it's not difficult if you use something like average true range, which is my personal strategy. So using a multiplier of 2x average true range to actually set your scaling into the position, and then setting a stop at 3.5x ATR. So ATR times 3.5 is the method that I found most congruent to keep you in your trade and not get wicked out. But you don't have a good metric for determining directional bias here. You don't have strong directional bias from your longs and shorts data. You don't have strong directional bias from any of your oscillators really at this point in time, and you're just likely to get whipsawed. So if you want to pick your directional bias at this current point in the marketplace, that's absolutely fine. But just keep in mind that in a ranging market, the propensity to get whipsawed is quite high, and it's generally not the highest risk to reward trade, generally not the best position that you would want to be entering into. Let's check out the chat real quick, guys. How are we doing this morning, man? You guys have been fantastic. Eric D. Guys, what do you think about the SNTR silent notary? Don't know anything about it, man. Please educate me. Gene, what's going on this morning? Ben Joseph, Joey V. How are we doing? Whoa, we got Ladyboy XVG Lover in here, man. Here to cause trouble. How are we doing this morning? Ben Kirkland. Hey, member of the Kraken Cryptocurrency team. That is our dev. Fantastic, genius, brilliant mind. Ben, how are we doing this morning? Good to see you, man. Nitin Soki, what's going on, man? Gabe Anderson. Happy Crypto Thursday, everyone. Yes, absolutely. Christian Debick, what's going on from Croatia? Good to see you, as always. Nitin Soki asks, can I check link? Yeah, sure, not a problem, man. I will check link out. Jibbles, what's going on? You joined yesterday. Good to see you back, man. XRP Roshi, what's going on? I wonder what coin you like. Dun, 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 dun. Mr. Kraken Crypto. Hey, just Justin, man. Thank you. Can you check SNTR project for us? I think it will be huge. Just tell your opinion, please. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I think, and I also have a request from one of the members to do some stuff live on stream, and that is AE, Eternity, Ion, and Cardano in that order. Ada, Ion, and Cardano in that order. Yes, so we will be looking at that in the second hour. All right, or whenever we, as soon as we get to it, as soon as we get done with the traditional big cap coins, and then we'll get into this a little bit more. Alrighty. Hayden, I see you're killing it this morning. Just saw your DM. Congratulations, man. You're doing well. Okay, so let's go over to spot price. So on the daily chart again, just moving sideways in a period of consolidation, hanging around this current order block area, hanging around the current point of control on the volume profile right here. Nothing really fantastic to talk about. We did see that nice close above the point of control, but we were not able to actually escape the value area on a daily candle close. So again, that's nothing really fantastic to get over your skis about. And you can see we did get rejection on the daily chart from, well, on any time frame. It's just easy to see on the daily chart because we're going to get more valid signals from our higher time frames. We do see that we got rejection from the the short-term bearish order block, which you can see if we zoom down to the lower time frames, which we will do here in just a second, guys. So really nothing has changed here, honestly. Kind of a boring few days in the marketplace, kind of a boring week, honestly. We did have some nice pumps up, actually. We obviously talked about those. We were pretty excited about those. And then just to pull back into our retracement and consolidation area. So I don't see anything really changing here. We will just stay with this until we see a significant break of this area. So looking at candlestick theory, a daily candle close. So today is shaping up to be a bearish candle. We'll see how ugly it does get. A daily candle close below 33.43. Let's just say I'm going to call it 33.30 actually, to actually give it a small multiplier down to the downside. So actually a close below 33.30 to me would be quite bearish, because that would be invalidating a daily candle close below both our daily candle closes right here when we did actually hit the bottom. And it would also be an invalidation of our two bullish candles that we've kind of had, kind of just trying to claw our way back up. Now, if we look at the lows, if we look at the true lows of these candles, we do see that Bitcoin is making a college try of just trying to scrape its way up. We do see that price is generally, for the last 3 days, generally moving upwards as far as candle body closes go. However, we do see currently today all of the gains that we made yesterday that we fought so hard for, just being dumped back down on us, guys. And that's the reality of a bear market, is that the bears can attack at any time, and all they need is a reason. So the reason that they had yesterday was obviously a rejection from a bearish order block. And now they're just looking for any particular reason to continue to dump. And that is just the reality of the situation. And you could spin your wheels and talk about, oh, they're trying to suppress price so they can buy it cheaper. And there's whales here and there and doing all this and blah, blah, blah. Look, you don't need to do all that. Like, yes, some of that speculation can be helpful in the marketplace. But the reality of the situation is that you can look at the chart and just see what's going on. You don't need to put your tinfoil hat on and look at the aliens like I have up to understand how to position your trade. Again, there's kind of a difference between trading what's in front of you and then using your opinion and speculation to base a trade off, which is not a good way to do this and to make money. Let's see here. Michael Anderson says, Litecoin at this level, hodling for much higher for 2020. Yeah. Look, man, I have no disrespect for anybody that's hodling at these levels. I am hodling my Bitcoin, not from the higher levels, man. Like, no. I scaled out of Bitcoin around 15, 12, and 10. And, if you guys have been, anybody who's been a member of the Kraken Cryptocurrency Trading Group for that time period, which we do have some, they've been around for quite a while. Of course, the bear market does tend to get people kind of concerned, but the ones that have hung in there have been doing well. And then I only started scaling back in around 5, 4, and 3. So, I mean, I'm live on camera. I'm live on the stream talking about that and showing the spot price purchase process. Let's see here. Hodl Crypto, what's going on, man? Siacoin, anything for you, my friend? Yes, we will definitely look at Siacoin. In fact, we will look at that first. We will look at, Doc asked first, so we'll look at Aeon, Eternity, Ion, ADA, and then Siacoin. Yes, for you, my friend. Okay, so Silent Notary is a multi-platform decentralized service, a lot of words there, for confirmation of event existence. Silent Notary converts an event into legally significant evidence. They will launch their masternode this month. Okay, masternode coin. Let me give you my rundown on general masternodes. Not overly excited about them like everybody else is. Again, I know that it seems to be the next big thing in cryptocurrency. I know everybody's really, really, really excited about masternodes. My problem with masternodes is in general the entire proof of stake system. Now, there are proof of stake systems that I think are cool. Again, X42 is a partner of the stream and a proud supporter of the show, and I like their dev team. I like everything that I've seen from that project. I like their app, and again, there's good volume and good price behind that coin as well, and a strong community. So, but in general, I tend to have concerns with the proof of stake system in general. That's just me. I do think that the proof of work algorithm is safer and more secure, and that's what I'm concerned about. Again, I got into cryptocurrency because I did not want the government to be able to take my money. And it does seem to me, my general argument is that proof of stake tends to be fairly plutocratic. So again, I could be wrong in that. Time will tell, but I have seen proof of work algos. I have seen proof of work security back systems like Bitcoin and Litecoin hold up, and I've seen proof of stake systems be kind of flavor of the month. So we'll see. Masternodes could be the next big thing, and I have seen them be profitable for certain individuals. However, most, to be realistic, most of the masternode projects that I've seen, when you dig a little deeper, they tend to be flash in the pans and not very valid. And it doesn't mean they can't be. Again, anybody in this space is being a speculative investor in new and developing technology. But you just got to be careful, man. There's nothing wrong with like swinging into a masternode, or, if you're excited about it, hey, more power to you, man. Like, I am actually genuinely excited by genuine excitement in this space and technological advancement and tweaking and testing and progress. That's how everything comes to be. And it could be in 5-10 years, we look back and we say, hey, man, that SNTR, man, that changed the world. Just be cautious, man. Portfolio allocation. If you're obviously, if you're talking about it, you're probably looking to invest. Just portfolio allocation, man. Like, don't go all in on anything. But yeah, bro. Hey, thanks, Scott. Yeah, just trying to keep it kind of interesting with the green screen backgrounds. So let's see here. Let's move on a little bit. Bitcoin dollar. Let's zoom down to the lower time frames here. Let's start with the 4-hour chart. So 4-hour chart. Let me actually adjust this because this has been changed from some time frames right here. Let's see. Move this little baby beast down right here. So we do have this broadening. Bottom pattern form out, which is typically resolves to the downside. Honestly, we don't have a strong break of this level yet. Just kind of flirting around this area. Now this could be seen right here as a break, an attempted climb back up and rejection. However, you don't need the chart pattern to see that, guys. Like, again, I know that there's a lot of people out there who put a lot of weight in trend lines, and again, I do know one trader that is actually extremely good at it. The reason why I kind of dismiss trend lines is because, in my experience, unless you're following a highly regimented system of trading trend lines, by the time you spot a trend line, it's already done being respected, typically. Now, again, I know that has caused a contention in there. I know that that causes some contention in the Discord, and I don't mean it to, because I respect both traders who take both sides of the opinion very well. But I don't generally trade based off trend lines. I know some people that are successful trading them, but in my experience, unless you're following a very, very, very disciplined approach to trend lines and using something like predictive analytics to project your trend line into the future, generally by the time you see it, you look for it to be respected, is generally the same time that retail traders see it as well. And just based off that, the market generally decides at that point to disrespect the trend line. Because now you have, all of a sudden, everybody kind of at the same time, herd mentality, acting on the same point at the same time, and it actually tends to resolve to the opposite of what retail thinks it's going to do. So that's why I'm always generally looking to counter trend trade retail, and I generally use sentiment data to do that as well. As you can see in the back of my screen, I have longs and shorts data compiled from Bitfinex. Generally, I am always looking to counter trend trade the group. So as you can actually see here, when shorts did receive a massive spike right here, down around this area, that was a good time for me to go long on the market, just because shorts were getting overextended, and it's an area where there's not a whole lot of people left to sell once sellers have really piled into the bandwagon. You can just really see this massive rise in shorts right here, and that's generally a time in the market when it's going to reverse, and that's actually absolutely what we saw right there. And we talked about this, we called this out, we plotted this out, a movement of the inverted head and shoulders on the lower time frames up to 36.20. We did pop that quite beautifully, and yeah. And I remember everybody was telling me that I was crazy to be going long around the $3,300 area and the $3,200 area when I got that partial fill, and up we went. So guys, it's does that mean that we're going all the way to the moon right now? No, absolutely not. I never even said that back there, but I said it was a decent speculative relief rally, potentially up to 4K, and we're still waiting for that to resolve. So looking at the 4-hour chart actually does look more bearish than bullish right now. The reason why is because we did come up and have a nice little bounce off our support level that I've plotted out here at 32.90. which is a 2x ATR multiplied away from this consolidation range based off the averaged value of average true range. So we did come down and hit that level, found some nice support off it once, twice, three, four times now. We did come up and break through this previous bearish order block right here, and this is where we were at yesterday when we were talking about this. We did come up and get short-term rejection in this double tweezer top, almost really pin bar top. Honestly, not a tweezer top, because generally a tweezer top has to be absolutely equal or generally equal. So you could call this that if you wanted, but I prefer the more general term of a double pin bar top. We did reverse off of that, came back down, put it in this nice little hammer candle right here. But this hammer candle did not significantly reverse the price, and we get another almost inverted hammer right to the side of it on the 4-hour chart, and price just chugging along sideways. We did not get that nice V-bottom reaction that we would typically expect to see off of a hammer candle, and you just can see that. Look at the volume on that hammer candle. It wasn't extremely strong, so that's why. When you see a candlestick pattern, it's going to have more validity the more volume that's behind it and on a higher time frame that you see it on. So meso time frame 4-hour chart, generally we can look for decently strong signals off of that based off what we see, but we just didn't see any volume behind it. So Christian Debick asks, what's the indicator to see that long and short line? So I actually use M59's BFXLS. So just go into indicators and search for BFXLS, and shoot, where you at? Come on, M59. What's it called? Oh, Bitfinex long shorts. Okay. There we go. So just type in Bitfinex longs, and it's the indicator by M59 V2. Fantastic indicator. You can really, man, you can really do some really cool things with this indicator, man. This is the most basic way that I use it to trade. However, you can also look at delta, which is pretty fantastic. You can look at nets. You can look at cumulative. Again, my settings for the longs and shorts is data source longs and shorts, data format cumulative, pair, this pair matching base, in base. And I haven't really changed anything about it. All right. So yeah, nothing super fantastic. The reason that I say it's a little bit more bearish is because yesterday we were talking about, all right, guys, cool. Well, we were traced back to the top of the value area. And if we hold here, good, that's a bullish sign. Well, we didn't. We broke through the value area. We broke through the point of control, put in this hammer candle right here at the bottom of the point of control, at the bottom of the value area, which is typically, to me, a bullish sign. However, we just did not get any follow through with it. And we can actually see that price wicked up and was not able to continue to close and move above the point of control. So just consolidation back in that point of control area. And this actually, the longer this goes on, the weaker and weaker it looks. The reason why is because we had a nice little relief rally here. And although we continue to put in higher lows, honestly, we continue to put in higher lows. I know everybody's like, oh, we're just putting in lower highs. No, we're also putting in higher lows, guys. Pay attention to the chart. But that would be something of a symmetrical triangle or a symmetrical wedge pattern formation, which is generally a continuation pattern of the previous or overlying dominant trend, which in this case is bearish, unfortunately. So more than likely, the more this goes on, the more likely we do resolve to the downside. And then again, my bet is on fills at 3,100 and 3,200 for the bulls to defend the $3,000 psychological level. However, I'm willing to be wrong around that. I'm willing to be wrong about that. It will really depend on the amount of volume that I see behind a strong break below, as I said, about 33.30. And we'll just see how strongly we get defense around that area. Again, if we do break 3,100, 3,200, and 3,000 does not hold, if the bulls are not able to hold that strong psychological support level, things start to look fairly negative. If we go to the weekly chart and look at the longer time frames and slap Mr. Logarithmic on here, we actually see that our 200 period average, which is a very strong reversal pattern right here, but we're not seeing the strong violent reaction that we'd like to see off of it. It is kind of creeping in on us right here. Right now, let's actually pull open the data window so we can see. So right now, the 200 period moving average is at 3,179. So again, my buy is at 3,200 and 3,100. We would be invalidated upon that on a strong daily or weekly close below that 200 period moving average. Again, looking Clipson actually posted something really interesting, and he was using the 200 period exponent or simple moving average to back test what supports we had lost. And actually we had lost the 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, currently looking at actually losing the 6 day. So let's actually go to let's see here. Let's go to the 6 day. Yeah, and we lost the 6 day, 200 period simple moving average. So now he says we go to the 7 day, the weekly chart, and see if we can't find support off the 200 period moving average. So interesting, and you can actually see that looking at the back test, we did find support off the 6 day 200 period moving average. We did get a reaction from that, and then we broke down below it, which invalidates that, and we go to the 7 day. And according to him, he was saying that also if we look at the 5 day, we got a reaction off of that. And you can see here that we did get a reaction off the 5 day 200 period simple moving average. So interesting things to look at when you are backtesting. So a break of those areas, what does lie below us? Let's double check. Again, nothing has changed on this as well. Let's go back and look at the long term here, guys. The next period of consolidation that we have below us is right here in between 29.38 and 21.20. Again, that's a fairly amorphous area. And it really, excuse me, I did get that wrong. 29.38 and 21.20. Yes, with our 88.6 Fibonacci retracement at 23.31. That also corresponds to the ascending trend line that we actually see, my secondary ascending trend line measuring the bottoms and coming back from the bottom of the beginning of the 2013 bull run. I've drawn that ascending trend line right here. So we have some fairly important confluential areas coming in here. That's volume profile, some good volume profile support here on the weekly chart. Right around this area, really ending at 23.31. So that's an area that I would expect to have strong psychological support from as well. But we can just see that as our previous order block area, breaking down below that area, a break of 21.20. And that would also, to me, signal a break of the 2000 psychological area is going to put us back down in these very negative lower areas. If we have a very, very parabolic move down, we might be able to get there. However, the upper end of that is 1350 with the lower end of 891. Now, do I really think we go below 1000? No, I don't really think that's in the cards. I really think more than likely, if we don't turn around here, that this is the area where we will begin moving sideways in, guys. But you just need to prepare yourself, guys, for most likely another 3 to 6 months of a bear market, so with the dominant trend being downwards, and then probably a year or more of sideways movement. So now that sideways movement becomes much more positive again. But the problem with that is that, again, then you'd be in a ranging environment. And what happens in a ranging environment for trading? Well, you can get whipsawed, but there's lots of opportunity in a ranging market as well. You just have to be careful. You have to generally rely more on oscillators, overbought, oversold levels, when price is moving sideways, and just get a nice strongly established range and trade that out, guys. Now, anything can happen at any point in time. The bulls can attack and we can have a nice V bottom movement back up and start testing these higher fibs. But right now the overall trend is bearish, and the trend is still your friend at this point in time, guys. We do actually see kind of falling momentum. We do kind of see the breaks being hit as we approach that 200 period simple moving average on the weekly chart. So we'll just see what happens, guys. We'll just see what happens and continue to play this out one day at a time, one Satoshi at a time. All right, so let's keep it on the 4-hour chart here. Take off logarithmic, and yeah, so not a whole lot to say, guys. Just kind of sideways movement. Again, we're looking to see something kind of strong on a close below 33.30 for me, or 32.90. Then we're looking at sweeping these lower areas of 32.50 and 3100. And we'll just see what happens when we get down there. If the volume is moving quite strongly, then we're potentially looking at capitulation below these areas. If we do see a nice little bounce, I would expect that we probably don't break this again on the first pass through. Probably get a nice little movement back up again to retest the point of control, or at least the bottom of the value area. So a movement down to 3200, 3100, and then a movement back up probably to 3300, and then we'll just kind of go from there. All right, looking at Ethereum to the dollar, looking at the daily chart, again, very boring day, just still stubbornly staying inside this order block area right now. Nothing superly over fantastic to talk about. Let's actually modify this a little bit. Longs and shorts, and I actually want to move this to down. Yes, that's what I want to see. Ooh, wild left price scale. Boom. Let's get rid of that bad boy right there. That's not what we want to see. Yeah, so pretty boring low volume day on Ethereum dollar right here. Again, we're having problems breaking above. We see a double pin bar resistance right here, tweezer top, which is crazy in a period of consolidation. I mean, just two almost identical daily candles right here, and then not able to close. This day not looking like we're going to be able to close above the close of yesterday's candle. We have this volume spike right here, not really able to close or break above this value area. Again, if we're able to get above like $93, $94, then I'll feel a little bit more positive about it. But still playing the overall trend to the downside here on Ethereum. We do have our strong psychological support here around the $85 area that I've been talking about for a while that we were going to go to. Again, a break of $77 starts to get extremely negative, and then we're in no man's land as far as volume goes, and we don't really have anything below us until 52. Oh, whoops, I did not mean to move that trend line. Back you. Oh, no, not that button. That button. There we go. There. There we go. There's our linear chart. But for me, nothing really excites me about Ethereum USD until we're able to get it back above $100. As I said yesterday, getting back above $100 would probably be a retest of at least 110, potentially even 120. But we'll just wait and see. I don't see any indications of that yet. I don't see any indications that things are going. We do see this spike in the shorts, excuse me, and this is actually where price does reverse a little bit and get a few days to the upside, about 4 days of recovery. But it just completely broke down and moving down, and shorts are now back in an area where they can kind of restock, reaccumulate, and we just continue to see longs kind of die off and die off and die off as well. People still optimistically long on Ethereum USD though, and that's what lets me know that this is not the bottom, because we need to have full-on capitulation of the longs. Full-on capitulation on spot price too, and again, just weak, just really extremely weak sauce volume, guys. So nothing really fantastic here. ATR continues to fall off, so volatility continues to die as well. So we're just waiting for that spike back up in volume and for volatility to kick back up, and then we'll just follow the trend wherever it decides to take us, either to the upside or the downside. But most likely resolving to the downside here as well on Ethereum USD. XRP. Yeah, nothing's changed on, sorry. All right, so nothing's changed on XRP USD as well. It continues to look negative. Again, we are just, Ethereum, BTC, and XRP both in these sideways periods of consolidation. I am expecting these consolidations to most likely break to the downside, at least in the short term, especially on XRP and ETH as well, as I've talked about. Bitcoin, I'm willing to be more optimistic about, and it's not just because I am in a long position on it, but it's just because it is a likely area, a strong psychological support, but I don't see that strong psychological support for areas like Ethereum or XRP, actually. It's not, we don't have the same emotional charge. So volatility continues to reach a daily low. Actually, we have volatility actually at a daily, not at an extreme daily low for the year, but just over the last 2 weeks, volatility is at an extreme low, and volume continues to die off, which is exactly what we see in a period of consolidation. So with that being said, when volatility drops low and when volume does drop off, we do expect high volatility to precede that. Don't get any directional bias really from our longs and shorts. Longs continue to drop off, but we don't have a massive spike in the shorts that would probably indicate a reversal in trend. This is just consolidation, and we'll wait to see which way this breaks. Again, I'm more than likely we are in this no man's land of volume just based off historical data. And again, I had said for a while that if we do break 32 cents, then our next stop is going to be 26 to 28 cents. And I don't see anything changing us from going down to those levels right now. So fully expecting this to break to the downside as well, but we'll just wait and be patient and see and take the trade when it appears, guys. I don't see any trade on the table for XRP, ETH, and USD unless you're already in position, in which case you're just looking to either add to the winning position or hedge risk as the trade moves against you. Either way. Let's take a look at some data so we can actually get a sense of directional bias here. So looking at vcdepth.io, we can take a look at what I like to see here. Market depth and our market depth ratio, which is actually kind of interesting today and is kind of the counterpart to this. So actually, if we look at historical market depth for the day, we can actually see this is updated every 30 minutes, and we do actually see that averaged across all spot exchanges starting this morning around, so actually this would be yesterday because it's 6 hours behind me. So it's 11:43, so that's 3 o'clock in the morning. So actually about 8 p.m. last night, we did see an increase in the limit order buys on the books averaged across all exchanges. So looking at the weekly, we can also see that as well. We do see that bids are actually on the decline. We get a brief jump up in the asks, okay? And then the bids just jump right back up. So if you are respecting the orders that are limit orders on the books, there is more buying interest than selling interest at this point in time, and that has actually been fairly congruent throughout all of this, except for slight dips to the downside. Now, has that stopped price? No, but it does let you know that individuals are still setting limit orders into the books and potentially looking to buy up the dip. Looking at the market depth ratio, which is the ratio of bids to asks, and this is a good indicator to trade off of, especially if you are looking for when the market is going to spike to the upside. We actually do see that for the week has actually been the same. We see that this is just an easier delta format of this data right here. We do see that there is more buying interest than selling interest averaged across exchanges. We do have slight dips down where the order book is actually negative, but again, one thing is to take this with a grain of salt and realize that one thing to take with a grain of, you have to take this data with a grain of salt and realize that with a market as volatile as Bitcoin and with mid-level liquidity, I have found that the order books tend to be spoofed significantly. So you always have to take this with a grain of salt. But this does kind of lead you to the positive side, that over the last week we have been seeing more buying than selling. However, another thing to take into account with this data is that you do see declining buying. Although there is more overall limit order buys than limit order sells, there is a decline in the buys. So it means, what that's telling us is that there's still buying enthusiasm there, which also means that we haven't reached capitulation, and we're probably not going to reverse right now as well. But it's still kind of a helpful indicator to look for potential changes in the market, especially when you see a big spike in the market depth ratio, like you see right here, December 11th, so 6 hours before that. So what time is that? That's actually 7:30 p.m. So 1:30 p.m. on December 11th. So right here at this point in time, you had an increase in individuals buying into consolidation right here. Price did move against them and did go up. So whether you want to just experiment with that and counter trade with it or trend trade with it, again, I find it extremely helpful for altcoins. I do look at it for Bitcoin as well, but the thing that I prefer to look at is actually VC Health after Bennett turned me onto this, and looking at the historical market depth on the daily, because this is actually updated every single minute. So if we actually look at the daily historical market depth here, we see the exact same thing. We actually see that there are more limit order buys than limit order sells in the books. So take that data how you would like. And again, this confirms that volatility is actually dropping back down into our negative aspect right here. Though we didn't see negative volatility until December 11th, which was a period of consolidation. If we go back and look right here, December 11th, period of consolidation. So we see the exact same thing right here, and we're just waiting for this to resolve to the upside or to the downside. Looking at the bid-ask sum, again, trying to take all this data with a grain of salt because the overlying trend is to the downside. And I found this data to be extremely useful, especially when price is ranging or not strongly trending. However, the reality of the situation is that price is strongly trending to the downside. So we have to be careful when we're using these data metrics. But again, you have to use the data that's available to you to be able to trade well off. So if we look at BitMEX, again, if we look at the entire order book, we can actually see that the bid-ask sum is quite positive. There's much more limit order buys than limit order sells in the market book on BitMEX. If we actually look down at 5% within price, actually, which this is significantly going to move price, we do see this massive spike in sells. So that actually would incline us to think the price would be actualized to the downside, especially with price being in the consolidation range that it is in. Let's go take a look at CoinFarm. So I've gotten a lot of questions about this, and I talked with somebody that is very good with CoinFarm data. So because I wanted to make sure that I was explaining this well to you, because I got a little bit of feedback saying that Justin, it doesn't make sense that you're looking at ratios of longs to shorts on BitMEX because everything is 1-to-1. And somebody actually pointed out to me a YouTube video, somebody kind of haranguing on that topic. So just so you guys understand what we're actually looking at here, yes, BitMEX longs and shorts are 1-to-1. So you can't actually look at the ratio of longs to shorts. What you can look at is what, so if you go on to coinfarm.online, margin analysis XBT USD, which is the main page, what this is calculating is the ratio of market orders that are being entered. All right. So right now there are, when we're calculating market orders, and this is based off the last 24 hours, there have been 50% more market orders to the downside as opposed to 49.28 market orders to the upside. So this is important data that we want to look at. Why? Because market orders are representing the aggression of the market. And when we see that the longs, when we look for a 60-40 ratio, we'll see the longs at 60% or the shorts at 60%, and obviously the other at 40%, or anywhere around those ranges. That's telling us that longs, so if longs are at 60% and shorts are at 40%, what that's telling us is that longs are getting overly aggressive, and that is likely to form a market top, local top. So you're looking to counter trade that. Because this is also generally representing retail as well. And when we go over to margin position, open position XBT, what this is measuring is for those individuals who choose to share their positions in BitMEX Trollbox, this is indicating of those who choose to share their positions where they are situated. So actually we see that of those who choose to share their positions, 52.92% are to the short side and 47.08% are to the long side. So this is not representative of all the open trades on XBT because that would be a 1-to-1 ratio. But of those who choose to share their trades, this is where they're at. Again, another good thing to look at is also the leaderboard. This is generally a good way to see that for those who are actually trading the highest volume, so these are going to be more experienced traders, more professional traders, seeing who's to the long and short side. So the leaderboard is actually 52.63% to the upside and 47% to the short side. So you want to counter trade retail. So you want to counter trade market aggressive market orders, and you want to trend trade with the leaderboard. So if I see the leaderboard at 60 to 40%, I'm going to definitely be going long. If I see the leaderboard at 60 to 40% short, I'm definitely going to be going short. Not that I'm basing all my trades off of that. It's just the way to use these data metrics. Alternatively, if I'm seeing 60-40 to the long side on aggressive market entries, I'm looking to go short. If I see 60-40 to the short side, then I'm definitely looking to go long because I'm always looking to counter trend trade retail. What about XRP BTC? Yeah, I could take a gander at it. Mr. Robot, hey man, I love your show, bro. Hopefully you are not feeling psychopathic at the moment. I would hate for that to be. I would hate for you to be having a bad day. Clips and Plexterfield, hey man, no problem for the mention, man. Thanks for the TA. Running behind on the TA at the moment. That's all right, man. Every day is every day is every day. All right, let's go take a look in at the star of the hour, Mr. XBT. So looking at session volume, we can actually see that, yes, we have actually closed below. We have our daily, we have our current point of control right here, right around the area that we're just ranging around in. We did break down below today's point of control just now. So today's daily point of control is actually at 3384.5. And that's typically not a good sign. So depending on what kind of spike we can see here, but more than likely, again, this does resolve to the downside. We do have this point of control that we have been ranging around for a while. So we have broken to the downside before with an immediate pushback up above it. So That is the characteristics of a ranging market: falling volume, falling average, falling volatility, and we just wait and position ourselves and wait for the breakout trade, either to the upside or to the downside. So a good breakout trade to the downside would, again, be a close below 3,300, 3,330. A good breakout trade to the upside at this particular range. You could take it at a break above 3,400. But I'd just be very careful at getting whipsawed. I would wait for at least an hourly or 2 hour or 4 hour, preferably, candle close above 3,400, and then you could potentially take that trade to maybe 3,500, 3,600. The safer trade is to wait patiently for a strong close above 3,600 and take that to the higher targets as well, because we've already gotten rejection from these areas. So coming back up into these areas, the propensity to be rejected from them is quite high. So we'll just wait and see. But at some point here, with the low volume, with the low ATR, eventually this is an area where kind of retail just acts at once, man. Retail just acts at once, and we're going to see a movement one way or the other. Just wait. What's up with the Illuminati symbolism? You know what it is, man. I've been turned. They approached me last night and they said, listen, Justin, your TA is fantastic, but you know what you're not doing enough of? You're not doing enough of that skull and bone shit, man. So we're going to initiate you, dude. Blood brothers forever, dude. Yeah, yes, representing the New World Order now, guys. Proud sponsors of the show. Let's see here. All right, guys, so it's 11:53. I'm going to go ahead and take a break a little early, guys. I'm going to take a 1 to 2 minute break. I appreciate all you guys in the chat and the stream. Shout out to the 66 people. Woo, 66. 69, my bad. 69 people watching us across YouTube and Twitch. I highly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support and for supporting the stream, guys. I'm going to take a 1 to 2 minute break, and when I get back, I am going to look at the following. I'm going to look at Eternity, Ion, Cardano, Siacoin, Link, and SNTR, guys. I'm actually going to look at SNTR first and then Link, because that gentleman did ask first. So don't go anywhere. Don't leave your seats, guys. Enjoy these smooth tunes from Ryan Little, and I will be right back. Well, hello, what's going on, you wonderful people? I am back. Thank you so much for staying with us, guys. Really appreciate it. So, let's get into those delicious requests, man. Let's get into them. Let us get into them. We're going to start off with Eternity. Actually, so we'll actually look at Eternity calculated to the US dollar, calculated by TradingView. Thank you so much. Just to give us a better idea of what's going on, we'll start off with the 4-hour time frame here, and let's go ahead and turn off that pesky VPVR for right now, and that line as well. And pulling up Restream chat. All right, guys. Studio Ka, what happened to XRP BTC? Thank you, man. I will take a look at it. Sorry, I did say I would. And I am a man of my word. Crypto Panic, hey, thanks so much, man, for the support. Caribbean Crypto Show, good morning to you. Good morning to you. I am jealous that you are down there enjoying that beautiful weather. And I am up here where it is cold and frigid. I like the cold, though, guys. I do like the cold. It's good for my metabolism.
It's over 9,000!
Whoa! Well, we got a sub on YouTube. Michael Anderson, thank you so much for joining the Cracking Cryptocurrency community. Welcome, and thank you for the sub on YouTube, man. Happy to see you. Let's see here. Yes. No. Whoa. I like right there. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, valid. Here as well. So for those of you who are wondering, the way that I do this is I just use pools of liquidity to set my take profit levels. Where a price is likely to experience short-term reversal. Again, you can also use volume profile to calculate key areas. I'll use volume profile for calculating resistance order blocks, because they will also validate the price action order blocks that you can see as well. But what I do with the red lines when I'm looking to move up is I'm looking for potential short entries if I can short something. I'm also looking for take profit targets. Why? Because those pools of liquidity, those wicks, are very likely to hit, whereas when you're getting up into actual order block areas, those represent resistance and are going to be harder to actually pierce through. So when you actually target lower pools of liquidity, you can actually actualize your targets. Okay. And again, we are at that yearly low. So it's difficult to be positive about something like this. The reason why is because you don't have several things. You don't have any catalyst right now, either in the news or in social sentiment or anything like that. You need to have you generally want to see some kind of catalyst that is representing to you that the market is turning to the upside. Because as we've seen, we're just in a strong bearish downtrend. and the bears can just attack at any point in time. Obviously, you do have a nice little rally right here, but was the smartest thing really to scrape this bottom? Well, you could have been targeting a 2x ATR from here. That's absolutely fine, but look, it's a little bit of a different situation here. The reason why is because you already have, well, it's kind of similar, but my point is that you have posited in a previous low that was respected, and when you return to it for a potential double bottom, as long as you're using something like ATR to actually keep you in the trade, then you can calculate your entry position 1x ATR up and 2x ATR down, managing risk at 3x ATR. So if we were to actually point that out, so we do have our entry there at, well, I'll do it down here for you, so just so we can see the way that it would have been smart to play out a potential bottom, or at least the way that I would see it right now at this current point in time, if we return to potentially play this double bottom. Just as you can see right here, we do have a low. We pause it up from that a little bit, return to play the double bottom, and then we do actually get a play right there on eternity. We do actually get a nice 20% play to the upside. You just have to be cautious, real cautious with these altcoins, man. The reason why is because so many of them don't look positive, man. Again, the overall propensity to go moving down, I'm not sure of any particular catalyst. Now you do have, look, you do have a period of consolidation. What might potentially be here oversold volume, as you see right here. You do have the breakdown volume right here where you actually have support and you come back down to test it for a 1, 2, 3, 4, a fourth test. And again, support and resistance is something like a trampoline. The more times you bounce on it, the weaker it gets and the less likely it is to hold the weight of the market. So we actually do see that here, support held here, support held here, support did not hold here. And we do actually break down, and then we get a volume spike right here, generally indicating oversold volume. Price continues to go down for a while. Actually, this would be interesting on the 4-hour chart. This is probably something like a TD9. And then we do get a little bit of reversal in price, and now we have sideways accumulation. So there's 2 ways to price yourself into this. 3 ways, actually, excuse me. Let's look at volume profile. Okay, so let's look at volume profile. So you can either take the breakout trade, which for me would be right there. And then you can be targeting short-term scalps using VPVR. You can be targeting here and here and then here. So the true low of your previous bearish order block, which is more than likely to get hit. Once you get up into this order block area, it starts to get a little hairy, returning to that point of control potential trade up at 59.60 cents. But for right now, there's for now the 3 ways to price yourself in would be the breakout trade and having short-term targets of 44 cents, 46 cents. And 51 cents would be the trade setup for that, and that allows you to kind of set your stop fairly well. Again, let's take a look at ATR here, and we do have ATR at 1. Excellent, fantastic. So that's actually going to be 0.06756. 0.06756. Okay. So let's see here. So you would be wanting to enter into the breakout trade and managing risk at 2 cents, 0.023646. $39.95. Okay, so this would be your stop loss for the breakout trade. And then you have your take profits. Okay. The other way to price yourself into this market right now would be to enter into consolidation, which I generally don't like to do because it's just a little bit more risky, especially with altcoins. But okay, so we do have our metrics right here. So where is price currently at right now? 0.398, 0.3985, 0.3938, sorry. So let's take a look here, see. .0135. $38.03. .370. So about 37 cents right on the dot. So entering into consolidation is going to give you an entry area right here. I have it about half an ATR above and 2x ATR below, meaning that you're actually going to be looking to enter in around. The way to enter into consolidation is to enter into. There's a lot of ways to do it, but the way that I prefer to do it is to take the midline of this area. So that's going to be around 39.38. Or excuse me, 38 cents. Okay, so let's zoom this out a little bit. So right now, price is currently at about 39 cents, 39.38 cents, okay? So you would want to be entering anywhere in this consolidation range. Preferably, you want optimally to get filled as low as you can. So generally, whenever I'm looking at this, I'm willing to enter into a third at a pivotal price where I think that price, or at a pivotal point where I think price is going to continue to go up. So we do actually see this massive fall off in volume. So we are expecting a fairly significant move here, one way or the other. Nobody can tell you how long that's going to take. But I would probably have a third of my position potentially bought here, or a third of my position at. Really looking at this, it looks like looking at this candle, looks like price would like to come down. You always want to try and buy the lows. So I would have a buy set at 38 cents. I would have a buy set at 38 cents. Excuse me. That's not right. 39 cents. 38.9, so about 39 cents. One buy at 38 cents. And then either you're willing to risk to buy your third up here because you don't think the price is going to retrace back to these levels. Or you split the baby and set it like right in the middle. So about 38.5 cents, all right? You're managing risk at 37 cents and you've got your upward targets. For the consolidation trade at this point in time, I would be setting targets. I would have an additional target right here. And also what's nice about this is that this becomes a take profit target, as does your breakout entry. Become a take profit target. All right, so that's your consolidation entry. Okay, your consolidation entry is 1/3 of your position at 38 cents, another third of your position at 39 cents, and the other third of your position at a level of your own choosing, either splitting the baby in between the lower areas or splitting the baby between the upper areas. The top, what's nice about that is that the top of that area is also your stop loss for the breakout. And so you can also actually, another nice thing about this too is that your stop loss also becomes a take profit target if you really want to scalp this. Okay. And then you're managing risk down here at 37 cents. Okay. Again, this looks fairly hairy to me. The better way for me for this to play out. Now, this can play out. That's fine. You can only listen. Here's the reality of the situation, guys. You choose your entries and exits. The market determines if you're profitable. I pretty much enter every single trade the same. I pretty much enter every single trade the same when I'm looking to trade into consolidation or I'm looking to take a breakout. I use the exact same metrics that I've used for years for average true range. And again, I'm still waiting for somebody to calculate, because I've been doing this for a while. I still am clicking and dragging and using the actual value of where the ATR trailing stop is at to calculate away from where the current price is. So if anybody could help me with calculating, with having an average true range that actually I can have in the bottom, just like I have for anything that uses USD value, and I can nicely see what the value of the ATR actually is, that will actually go down to the decimal points of Satoshis, that would be fantastic for me as well. Again, I could have probably done that quite easily, seeing as I'm looking at the US dollar, but since I look at Bitcoin ratios often enough, that would be helpful. So anybody can give me a lead or throw me a bone on that, that would be helpful, because I've been looking for it for a while and still haven't found a good one. So that's the way to play this out, man. Obviously, the third way to play this out is to wait for the breakout entry and then wait for the pullback and then enter on the pullback. The problem with that is that often you will miss the trade, especially with something as volatile as cryptocurrency. So you are again. So here's the positives about this. You are entering into a period of consolidation with falling volume. Generally, you expect a nice movement after that. You have put in 3 higher lows. You do have 1, 2 lower highs at this point in time. Again, it's not anything to like form some kind of pattern out of. I don't really feel strongly about that. If you were looking at it as a general pattern, though, it would be something like a symmetrical wedge or a symmetrical triangle type thing. You have some fundamental reason that this is going to go up. You're managing your risk quite nicely right here, and you have 2, really 3 if you want to wait for the pullback on the breakout, ways to price yourself into this potential trade. And all you can do is take what in your eyes are good trade setups, and the market's going to determine if you're profitable. But I guarantee you that if you follow the first thing that you need to do, and the first thing that most people don't do, is just stick to a strategy. I mean, this is a strategy, guys. This is using average true range to calculate where key pivotal turning points in the market are. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. Now, does this look like a trade that I want to take? No, not really. The overlying trend being bearish, and I don't really see the accumulation volume that I'd like to see. Again, the falling volume is indicative that you're going to get a violent move, but if we actually look here, we do see generally more impressive selling volume in this period of consolidation than buying volume, especially here in the recent levels. This most likely will break to the downside, but if you want to take a stab at it, this is a measured way that you can enter while managing your risk. So I will publish this. And as always, guys, everything's in the Discord. Next thing that we're going to look at. Studio Ka says, by the way, to get more views, you need to do a bit of networking with other crypto YouTubers, whether you like them or not, maybe an interview here and there on TA. You know, I have had guests on the show, and I do have actually some guests that are going to be coming on the show, but Yeah, I would be more than happy to have any of the other analysts or chartists out there. So maybe potentially reach out to them as well. That would be nice. Some of them I do respect, man. Peppo Max says, "Hey Christian, hey, peace out, brother." Peppo Max says, "Hey, you did XRP to USD. Can you do it to BTC?" Sure, man. I'll have time to look at that real quickly. Tony Regaldo says, "Control plus left click drag to clone." Hey, thanks, man. Fantastic to you, by the way. Hey, let's do that. Control plus left click. Oh my God, you've just saved me so much time. No more right clicking. Thank you, Tony. And thank you so much for the compliment too, by the way. All right, so that was AE. The next thing we want to look at is Ion. Make sure that's saved. Oh, altcoins, why have you done this to me? Whoops. There we go. Oh, come on. Good enough. All right, so I don't think we need to worry about those big ones here for now. Here. And here. And here. And definitely there. And now in the short term, actually, looking here for Ion, here as well. Boom. It's just going to be an easier target. See, when I'm looking for targets to hit, guys, you know, selecting this as a take profit target on the way up is going to be better than actually these tops, because if this is a rejection, then most likely it would be a rejection at a lower level. So yeah, we got a bottom entry right here, which is kind of the same thing. So we use the exact same metrics, man. We just calculate what's the pivotal point right here where the market tends to find support at. Again, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 touches off this, and the fourth one was a fake breakout to the downside. This doesn't look fantastic, and I don't see, again, I don't really see. Now this actually does look a little bit better than that eternity chart. Excuse me. There is more actually bullish volume coming in here than on the eternity chart. However, we still have falling volume in this period of consolidation right here. The overall trend is bearish. More than likely this consolidation pattern does break to the downside. However, if you wanted to take the speculative stab at it, again, I'll do the risk management calculation for you, bro. So actually, this makes it easier on me because now I can just use average true range because I'm looking at the dollar. Oh, I got the oscillators chart up. Let's see if we see anything interesting. I don't see any continuation divergence. Negative. Cool. Thank you so much, man, for having me. You know, Doc, I really like that you like to look at things in the dollar, valued to the dollar, because it makes it a lot easier having ATR there, actually. So current price at 11.81 cents. So 11 minus whoops, that's not what I want. 63 times 2. 1055. Is that right? Interesting. .0126. There we go. Yeah, 1055. That's crazy. That's not too bad, actually, I guess. All right. .022. Oh, 96. And then again, you have that entry also to the upside, which is just 0.0063. 1243. All right, there you go, man. So taking that pivotal point right there, that pivot point where price did find support 1, 2, 3, 4 times, measuring a 2x multiplier of ATR to the downside and 1x to the upside gives you your entry box, and you're managing risk at 3.5x ATR to the downside, giving you entries at 10.5 cents with a, so let's split the baby in between those actually. What's the 1x multiplier of ATR actually at this point in time? So 0.1181 minus 0.0063, 0.1118. Right there. Okay. Why have you done this to me? There we go. Okay, so you've got entries at 1x ATR away from that range. So that would have given you an entry at 1118, so 11.18 cents. You've got entries at 10.5 cents. And then right now you're at your upper boundary area of where you would want to enter right now. So that's how you could enter into consolidation, set your buy orders right here, hope for a pullback. Again, that would be a fifth test and close below this trend line, which again is your optimum entry points, but your optimum entry points were looking on the pullback down to the test of the support, which did break. And if we come back down here and retrace again, more than likely we break in a more significant fashion than this. But that's the way to enter into the consolidation period right there. Oh, clone 2 of them. Ha ha. The other way to play it as well would be, let's switch on our volume profile. I'd say right here. Well, if we break above this, we could look for a pullback to that. We could look for a pullback to there. So that would be a 4-hour candle close above that level. And then setting our stop loss at probably right underneath that swing low would be the best way to do it in that case right there. So you see where we're at. We're actually at the point of control right now. Price broke down below, posited in a new consolidation period, was able to break up above its recent point of control that we also have from volume information by price over here, and then crashed down below it. And look, when we're coming back up, we're just retesting that point of control area. So this actually, this is not a good entry to me. It's just, I mean, this doesn't look like a trade that I want to take, but it does look like if you were going to take the trade, this is the way that I would do it. For me, it would be more of a close here for me. And taking that breakout trade right there. Looking for, and again, there's a couple parameters that you have to fulfill, man. You have to have a nice bullish spike in volume. You have to have in this case, we're charting on the 4-hour chart, so you have to have a 4-hour candle close above this level at about 12.86 cents. And then you can target these upward levels. So just targeting low periods on the VPVR where price might likely hit. Again, that's a scalp setup right there. Right there. And then you've got your upward target right there. Whoops. Okay. So for that breakout entry, I would most likely set your stop loss probably in the mid-range area here. Below, also that's a good area to set your stop losses, below the value area as well. So probably right here. Yeah, right about the mid-range of actually this this consolidation entry period right here. So let's just put a horizontal ray here. There. It's going to be pink because it's a stop loss. Shoot. Back. Oh, come on, man. There we go. Just do that like that. And right there. Okay. So again, that's the trade that I would be more partial to take, is the actual breakout trade on altcoins. I find that taking the breakout trades are far more successful for you. So in that case, you're actually looking at a breakout entry at about 12.86 cents, targeting 13.36 cents, targeting 14.6 cents, and then ultimately targeting 15.92 cents, moving your stop loss up to entry as soon as you hit take profit target 1 and you offload. Again, I'd probably do 60-30-10 in this particular case, 60-30-10. So 60% of your position here, 30% of your position here, 10% of your position here. And then as soon as you hit take profit 1, your stop loss immediately gets moved up to entry or actually slight profit. As soon as you hit take profit 2, your stop loss moves up to take profit 1. You hit take profit 3, you're out, man. You're out. Simple. And then if you're looking for the consolidation entry here, managing risk here. If you're looking for the breakout trade, you're managing risk here. All right, buddy. There's that one. Or wait, yeah, is this is Ion, right? Yeah. And Cardano. Cardano shouldn't take a whole lot of effort. I've already looked at Cardano added infinitum. Looks like shit to me, man. I guess I haven't charted it out for... I guess I have. Charted it out generally for Tether, yes. Not supremely. So yeah, I mean, you kind of see it look... I mean, all these look the same, yeah. So it's interesting. You're looking for the consolidation break trades, man. That's good. That's good. Good eye. So we'll just do the same thing, man. Let's get to it, dude. ATR 0.0010. So 0.02508. Two, 3, 5, 8. So if this comes down and forms a double bottom pattern, you've got your entry in between 0.028 cents, so 2.8 cents and 0.25 cents, 2.5 cents, sorry, decimals, man, and your hedging risk at 2.3 cents. So that's the entry for the double bottom trade. So you do have this consolidation period right here with price currently at 0.03022. So if we wanted to enter into this consolidation, again, we see the falling volume, we see the falling volatility, so we are expecting a movement to the upside. Again, on this, the exact same thing that I'd look for right here is the breakout trade right here. So you can actually see where volume profile tapers off right here. Now we did have a 4-hour candle close above this, so you just have to be careful with hedging your risk. But I would be looking at potentially taking that breakout trade right there. And where would I be hedging risk? Again, you can either hedge your risk below your swing low, right here, your local low, excuse me, which would be about 0.2 or 2.9 cents, or you can actually do the correct thing with ATR, which is going to be 0.03 minus 0.0035, 265. I don't really like that quite at all. So in this, the point of control right here, and also the local low, honestly. Thing about a breakout trade is you want your stop loss to not hurt you very much if you get faded, which is overwhelmingly more often. Again, when I like to fade breakouts in traditional markets, that's how I always traded. Kerfluffle, man. You wicked mistress, you. Oh, yes, sir. Okay. So yeah, you've got this period of consolidation, looking for it to break to the upside. That's going to be validated at least a potential breakout trade. Don't get faded, man, at actually 0.0306 cents, looking at Cardano to the tether. Managing your risk at 0.029 cents, or yeah, 0.029, so 2.945 cents. And you've got upward targets of 3.3 cents, 3.6 cents, 3.7 cents, and ultimately 0.42 cents. 4.2 cents. God, it's a pain in the ass, man, doing this shit. All these freaking decimals, man. It's easier than looking at it in Bitcoin valuation, though. Again, a lot of people are kind of bullish on Cardano. In fact, even Alex was a little bullish on Cardano as well, wanting to call for that long position on the Z18 contract. We did not take that. But yeah, so there's your potential breakout trade, and you also have your entry for the potential double bottom pullback. But I would be hesitant on that because then that would be a 1, 2, 3 test of support. And generally, when you, again, support is a springboard. The more times you test against it, the more likely you are for that support to actually break down. And believe it or not, there is Cardano can go much lower, man. Cardano can go much lower. We saw the exact same thing. Well, we haven't seen a long period of consolidation like this for a while. Yeah, we see it right here. Look at this. Period of consolidation, forming a high volume node, dumped. Period of consolidation, forming a high volume node, dumped. So, but that was near, that was after a little bit of a reefer rally, so that's a period of distribution. So, doesn't look terrible. I see your spotlight here on the period of consolidation. So good, not a terrible speculative place to look for an entry, honestly. So good eye, and best luck to you in the trade, man. All right, quick look at XRP BTC. Yeah, so actually, there's a couple interesting things on XRP. So really weak volume on this really weak volume on this pullback right here and in this period of consolidation right here. So again, we do have the falling volume, the falling volatility of a period of consolidation. Now, I actually think this is going to be a period of redistribution. Moving down, I do expect this support line to be broken at about quadruple zero, 87.29, currently priced at about 89.15. But I don't see any bullish follow through on this movement. This looks very weak to me. I was asked about this earlier because we have a couple members in an XRP Z18 short. So yeah, this does not look healthy to me. This looks like it's going to get faded if there is any bullish follow through. Now, if we do actually get some nice bullish follow through right here, and we're actually able to close something like a daily or a 4-hour candle above like 89.92, then okay, then maybe we're looking at a potential movement upwards here. But yeah, longs are falling off. Shorts have just kind of picked up an even ratio here, so we don't actually get any movement or any indication based off sentiment or anything that price is going to move one way or the other. Not a whole lot of people are interested in longing this top right here, which they should not be. And we don't really even see the pick back up in interest right here. Again, longs really just dropped off right here. And shorts skyrocketed here. At the top of a market, which is generally not a terrible sign. We did get the pullback right here, and so shorts are still kind of in control. Now we do have a lot of potential buyers, so there could be good follow through on the bullish break, but I don't see any indications of it yet. We need volume, guys. You need volume and key pivotal levels to close. So right now that key pivotal level is about I don't know, call it 9,006, anywhere in the low 9,000 regions. A daily close above that level, begin to get a little bit more positive. But right now, I'm not expecting this to have a lot of follow through, and I do expect actually for XRP BTC to continue moving down here a little bit. Now, that also heavily depends on what XBT does. If XBT continues moving along sideways here, then I expect XRP BTC to continue moving along sideways as well. However, just looking at the chart and looking at it naked by itself, more than likely, unless we see more bullish follow through on this, this just looks like a little baby daily green right here. We see baby daily greens, nothing, no follow through, not sign of a significant change in the downtrend. Yeah, it doesn't inspire me with a whole lot of confidence, man. If we actually look at the Fibonacci retracement on this bad boy. Yeah, we're currently at the 382. Not generally the strongest area for price to turn around. I expect that maybe we get a little bit of a day, maybe even 2 days potentially here of a little bit of green. We'll see if we're able to close above like 9,000 Satoshis. And then probably on back down at least to the 50% retracement. That would be a retest of this ascending trend line right here that we've posited in. It would also be a, let's see here, it would also be a retest of this descending trend line that we had been positing in for a while as well. I don't see really any indication. Let's take a look at our oscillators and see if we can get any divergence one way or the other here on the daily chart. Nope, sideways accumulation. Daily stochastics say we're oversold. That doesn't really mean anything. We have the daily MACDs crossing to the upside. Let's go down and look at a smaller time frame, something like the 4-hour chart. Yeah, something like the 4-hour chart. Yeah, we've got the sideways period of consolidation. Let's see here. We don't really see stochastic on the 4-hour chart almost oversold. Do we see any? I don't see any divergence here. Actually, I do actually. So we actually have a higher high here in price, and then a lower high here in price action. But on the stochastic, we actually have a lower high on stochastic and a higher high on the stochastic. That's actually class B, hidden continuation divergence, generally indicative. And again, the weight that you put on that is up to you, but I have seen it play out more times than it does not play out. That's actually continuation divergence to the downside. Do we see the same thing over here on the RSI? Let's see, where do we get our peak right here? Peak here, and then our next high right here. No, that's just continuation right there. Our confluence, I don't see any divergence there. Peak here, peak here, peak here, peak here. You get the same little bit of class B divergence here on the MACDs. Yeah, you see it real strongly right here. You got that same bullish continuation divergence. You have a lower high in price action and a higher high on the MACD histogram right here. That's class B, hidden continuation divergence, which generally continues the underlying trend to the downside. So yeah, unless I see volume come in and pick this up, and a really strong significant break of this trend line right here, then more than likely this actuates to the downside. All right, and we're back. Sorry. For some reason, like the YouTube plugin isn't working. I know that we have more viewers on YouTube than that. I wonder what's up with that. I wonder why it kicked out and kicked off. That's interesting and weird. Let's see here. I'll take a look at some more volume profile. Yeah, we also looking at the volume profile too. Like we need a strong break above this area. Let's disable VPSV. So now actually I'll chart that out for you. So we need a strong close above this value area. Bam, right there. So that's our current resistance level right here. You can see it very clearly in price action respecting this resistance right here at the top of the value area. Now, if we are able to close, so about 9,000, as I said, about 9,000 Satoshis, 89.96. We could maybe get a play up here to 92.75. Now, whether that gets faded just like this trade did as well, again, I'm more inclined to be bearish on this just because the overwhelming market right now is bearish. We have actually flipped bear, so you play the trend. The trend is your friend until it breaks, man, until that bend at the end. So we'll wait and see on that, buddy. Wait and see. Overall bearish on XRP unless we can close above that $9,000 range, then potentially looking at a target here of like 92.75, which is, that's about a 3% movement. But then we just come into this morass of difficult resistance areas to get over, man. We really do. We really do. We do. All right, let's take a look at the chat. I've been falling behind, guys. Nitin Soki asks, what platform do I trade Ion on? I don't trade Ion, but that would be Binance, I believe. Binance. Yeah, Binance has the most volume right there. Tony Regaldo, are you using the volume to select these points? Yes, generally. Great video, one of the best YouTube crypto channels. Actually, just one thing missing, a sexy co-host, John Dunn. Come on, man. Yes, Scott and I are going to start killing these live streams. Hell yeah, man. Satoshi Nakafomo says, we're back. Still broke, brother. What's the deal? Hey, man, this is the life we've chosen, dude. Don't fear. Things will look up. Studio Ka, nice thorough analysis. Thank you so much. Tony Regaldo says, how long have I been trading? About 10 years, man. Started really getting into it in 2008. Although I really have been trading my whole life. Like my kids brought me a little money on their brokerage account when I was 13. So that was my 13-year-old birthday present. Yeah. So yeah, I've been interested in trading and analytics since I was a teenager. But I've been doing it pretty much full time since 2008. Started in traditional options and equities, moved to Forex in 2012, and then navigated from Forex to cryptocurrency in 2016 to chase volatility. Quite simply, man. And I haven't looked back. I still am not looking back, man. I've been through bear markets before. They don't scare me, dude. Let's see here. I think we got a couple more requests. Link and Siacoin. Yeah, Link and Siacoin. We'll look at Siacoin first, and then we'll look at Link. Ooh, kind of the same thing here on Siacoin, man. A lot of these alts seem to be in potential accumulation, man. Could just be redistribution. We must be cautious. I thought I had this charted out though. Let's do the exchange with the most volume. So we'll go to markets and we'll look for what has the most volume. Binance, Siacoin, BTC. Where is it traded into a tether pair? OKX. Man. Yeah, most of its volume is on Binance, so we'll have to use Binance. Unfortunately, they don't have it in a USDT pairing, so Binance to Ethereum to BNB. How much volume is traded on Poloniex? We could use Poloniex. Let's see. 21,000. Man, let's just look at that difference in volume though. Price 23.58, 23.24. Not a huge divergence in price, but enough to be important. So let's just take a look at SCBTC, man, on Binance. Yeah, there we go. Let's just do it. Let's get it. Actually, I want to respond to that question earlier. Am I using volume to select these points? No, I'm not. I mean, I'm paying attention to volume to select these points in the market, but really I'm just looking for wicks. Because in my experience, when you're looking for take profit targets to the upside, targeting wicks as your take profit levels instead of, because they're pockets of liquidity. There were a lot of limit orders were in the books, so where you're likely to be able to get filled on the way back up. Whereas if you target consolidation areas, good luck. Good luck. Let's see if I missed any. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me right now. And then let's go down and look at short-term targets. There's your point of control pretty much. And you got to really get above that for the breakout trade. Okay. So we'll chart the breakout trade and we'll chart the bottom here. Right here. All right. And shit, you could scalp this if you wanted. What's that? That's a play, isn't it? It's a 2% play if you get filled. I remember trading Sia coin on Bittrex and trying to get filled is like pulling freaking teeth, dude. Like pulling teeth. All right, anyways. So here we run into the problem of ATR. So don't worry. I'll do this just for you, man. I'll do it the way that I've been doing it for a while. So here we've got average true range right here, and price is currently right here. So average true range is 2 Satoshis. So we got here, we've got 67 cents, so 69 cents. Yep, okay, right there. And then we've got 4 Satoshis, so 63 cents. Oh man, this starts to get kind of painful, man. This starts to get painful. Oh man. And then let's see here. And then where are we at? 67, so 60. Yeah, that kind of bites, man. It kind of bites. A lot of drawdown on this bad boy. But you just gotta be honest, man. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, yep, 2 Satoshis, man.
It's over 9,000!
Whoa, whoa, B-Dub S82882B. Woo, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. Welcome to the community. Man, that starts to look ouch time, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. And then 1 would be 1 ATR down from 69, so 68. Oh yeah, oh sorry. So what is this? 67, so 66 would be 1x ATR. 67 minus 4, or 2, actually 2, so 65 to 65. All right, there you go, man. You got your entries. And you have your stop loss, man. Now, here's what I like to caution people about. Most people are going to look at this and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, Justin, look at that stop loss. It's the 11% below price. It's 11% below price. And your target's only 7% above price. Your target's only 17% above price. That's not 2 to 1. You don't know how to do this. You're no good trader." Well, no. Position sizing. Risk management is not just about, hey, I'm going all in on this trade with $1,000. Or, you know, and if that's 1% of your portfolio, that's fine. Then go into $1,000 in this position. But it's more about position sizing. So if you have a $5,000 account, maybe only look at putting like maybe $200 to $300 into this trade, maybe less. You know, you don't want to put any more. I mean, cryptocurrency, I tend to be a little bit more. I don't know, man. People who play loose and fast with their portfolios just get wrecked and ate up, man. So you got to be real cautious, dude. Again, I don't know what's up with the YouTube counter, man. Let me see if I can't, viewers. There we go. I fixed it. The people who play fast and loose with their position sizing and not understanding that that is one of the most critical aspects of risk management are going to get wrecked, man. They're just going to get absolutely wrecked. So So let's look at, that's your consolidation entry. That looks fairly hairy. So just keep in mind that when you have, so you're looking to enter anywhere, you have a wide range. You've got a 10% entry range, and that would put your average entry should be right around here, right in the middle. You've got about a 10% potential drawdown. You've got about, for your first term target, 6% and 15% to the upside. So that's about a little bit, almost 2 to 1, almost 2 to 1 risk to reward. So just be cautious, man. The other thing that you can do here is take this breakout trade, which actually looks a little nicer to me. I don't really feel too confident about this because you do have a fairly strong distribution order block right here. A lot of volume to overcome. But if you're able to get above 74, then I start to feel fairly comfortable with that. So your it was about 7, so 74 would put you at about, no. Sucks, man, but it is what it is. You're just gonna have to, honestly, like with this, since it seems fairly obscene to me to set your stop loss down here on a breakout trade, really, you're just gonna have to pick an arbitrary. You're just gonna have to pick an arbitrary one, which I'm just gonna pick this swing low, slightly below it. I can't think of a better way for you to do it. Ideally, once you take a breakout trade, I mean, your entry is like just right underneath your entrance. You know, like just right underneath your entrance. Maybe you could even go like below this high volume bar right here, hoping that price does get pushed up by these wicks, because this is an area where a lot of individuals were interested in selling. So you would hope that that would be an area where they'd be interested in buying now, because resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. So again, that would be a decent way to hedge your risk. Again, with something as kind of volatile as this, you might get wicked out of it, but that's the better trade that I see, breakout trade. Because again, you got to remember, when you're taking a breakout trade, you're expecting to just ride the breakout wave up. You know, you don't really want breakout and then you just get pushed back on. No, that was just a fake out. You just got faded out of resistance. All right. And the nice thing is these all become take profits on your way up. So that's actually 5, so you can go 20, 20, 20, 20, or 60, 30, 10, or 60, 30, 10, however you'd like to do it, man. But yeah, there's your B, man. There's your B. Upward targets, kind of same thing up here. If you're able to really break out of this zone, if you're really able to break out of this zone, you could even potentially look at these higher take profit targets, honestly, if you really are looking for your returns on cryptocurrency. But generally, back in the day when it's bull market time, we're definitely looking at big, massive moves like that. But the market is not yet, though, guys. It's not that yet. We're not in that breakout. So yeah, does it look potentially good in that period of consolidation? Yes. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touches on support right there don't fill me with optimism and enthusiasm. That's why, again, I prefer to be a breakout trader when it comes to altcoins. So that's the Saya coin potential setup, man. Tweeter. There it is. All right, let's check back in with Mr. BTC. Let's see here. Nothing super exciting yet, man, guys. Still just consolidating inside of this point of control value area here, back inside the consolidation order block, guys. Nothing really to see here until we break bear, break bull, man. Again, general overwhelming market sentiment would probably posit that we break bear out of this, and then again close below 3,300, 3,330, most likely retesting lows of 3,250 and 3,200. For me, buy still set at 3,200, 3,100. At that point in time, I'll have managed my risk and be out of the trade with an overall net profit after having already taken profits at 36.20, 35.50. So yeah, we'll just wait. We'll just wait and see, guys. Yesterday's XBT trade did play out well. Yesterday's XBT short scalp did play out well as well. So depending on where they entered, they might actually be in, depending on how they played that situation. So we'll just wait and see here, guys. Look at the stellar lumens dumping very well. Which long short indicator do I use? Again, I use M59's Bitfinex longs and shorts. So here's my favorite. You can see it. Bitfinex longs and shorts V2 by M59. Yep. Let's see here. XLM dumping by whale on Binance. That's not really anything to get over your skis about, guys. And we just rejection from the 50% line and a movement back down to retest the lower area of the channel and our key areas of support and resistance that I have charted out here. Actually working on getting filled on that bad boy. Mr. Lumens. I thought I was gonna pull this up and just see a massive, huge, god awful red candle right here. Yeah. Let's see how this baby plays out. Got that potential double bottom coming in right here, but more than likely a movement back down to retest these areas right here and a top off of this channel. But interesting, you know, what's interesting is using ATR to see that although this is a movement downward, it's not a movement downward on high volatility, which typically leads you to believe that at some point in time, when a movement happens on low volatility, it's kind of akin to it happening on low volume as well. Yeah, nothing changes my opinion on this. Doesn't change anything that I thought about XLM. I'm still picking it up, still working on accumulating that bag. Again, XLM is one of the few alts that I'll say that about. You guys can see how I'm playing it out. Let's see here. Hey, Zach Tans, man, on Twitch. What's going on, man? Do I think Bitcoin will retest the $3,600 level before it dips down to your ultimate target of 3,000? Actually, yeah, I'm biased to actually be in the long. Again, I'm still in a long. You know, I started off at 3,500, 3,300, got a partial fill at 3,200, believe it or not, on BitMEX. Took profits at 36.20 and 35.50. And we've been reducing risk on the way down. Got two more little baby stops right here just to reduce risk before we top back up right here. Let's see here. Do we hit 3,600 first before we go down? We could. It kind of depends on how we break out of this consolidation area. We tried to have a nice little college try of getting above the value area, and that's that's where we were at yesterday. We were right here yesterday when we were talking about this, and we're like, hey, guys, this value area holds up, then we're going to the moon. But we didn't, and we broke down, back down to the point of control and below it and coming up, and now we're getting downwards rejection from that point of control. So at this point in time, it's looking less likely that we do that. Now, if we are able to start closing candles above that point of control and get above this previous distribution area right here, because now we formed a new one, man. Like, we formed a new one. We were coming down, we formed this distribution area, came down, formed a distribution area, came down, formed accumulation area, zoomed right up through the first distribution area, above the point of control overall, and got rejected from this point of control right here, this last distribution area. Now we formed a secondary distribution area, so we've got 1, 2 to get over it, because this hasn't been tested yet. This hasn't been retested. And this has been tested twice. So if this breaks, that's probably going to congrue with a break of that, and then up to 3,600. So Yeah, I think if we start closing like 2 4-hour candles above 3420, 3400, then yeah, maybe potentially looking at that. But right now it's all super weak, dude. And I need to see some volume come in to support that movement's actually going to be legitimate. Because right now there hasn't been this right here tells us nothing. This right here tells us nothing. What this is telling you to do is that here's what the market is screaming to you right now. I don't know. The market doesn't know. There's no oscillator that's going to tell you which way to go here, guys. You just wait for this thing to break. You're in a period of consolidation. We've already looked at all our data metrics. We don't have any. Oh, shoot. I clicked on Scott's evil chart pattern template. Oh, my God. I feel dirty. Wild left price scale. Boom. The market's like screaming at you like, I don't know. That's what the market's trying to tell you. The market doesn't know which way it wants to go. Sentiment data doesn't give you directional bias. There's no oscillator that I've been able to look at that gives you directional bias. Again, you know, oscillators are going to be like, meh, whatever. Well, I don't see any strong signals on a higher time frame. So, yeah, if we're able to close above 3420, then, you know, we've got to get above 3500 and then 3600. Yeah, sure. But generally, I'm probably inclined to think that this breaks bear at this point in time. Cassie76, thanks for joining us on YouTube. K7 Jixer 1000, great bike, man. Doge is showing strength across all pairings. Hodl says, thanks, Justin. All those touches on the support line do look like poo-poo, like you said. All of those low Satoshi value coins tend to do that a lot. Yeah, man. Every tick is like almost a 2% swing for this. Yeah, dude. If you can time Sia coin right, dude, it's been a great scalp, man. But the problem with Sia coin is getting filled because of the liquidity, man. So you got to really muscle in there, man. Brandon Murray asks, Doge showing strength across all pairs. Yeah, man. Doge is a popular coin, bro. Oh, whoa. Almost did it in the wrong browser. Got to do that over here. Go Doge. It's your birthday. Go Doge. It's your birthday. Now, if we're able to break above this, you know, look at that. Look at that potential cup and handle pattern right there. If we are actually able to break above this value area right here with Mr. Doge, then we don't have a lot of upwards resistance, honestly. I haven't charted Doge out in a while, man. It's been so long since I think I still have a buttload of Doge, honestly, sitting around somewhere. We used to use it as, when we first started cracking cryptocurrency, we used it as giveaway stuff. We just gave it away. I mean, not like thousands of dollars of it, but I'm just saying 5, 20, you know, $30 here for the members. Where did we come down to? 88.6, guys. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for using the 88.6, but that's just because they don't know, man. Beautiful. All right, so we can get rid of this one now. So we've already had that retracement, that pullback. So if the bottom is right here, sir, next area that we might be looking to target, especially if we can get over this little resistance value order block, this actually does start to look like a fairly bullish pattern right here. Then we can be targeting 66, which I just like to, which, you know, again, look at the Fibonacci retracements. I always like to undercut the Fibonacci retracements so that my order can actually get filled and the take profit actuates. 66 Satoshis, 76 Satoshis, and 90 Satoshis, man, if this is really going to show some strength, man. But just be cautious. If we close below this this low right here, then I'll be less negative, because that would be a death of the bullish momentum. Just be cautious. Don't chase no tops, guys. We don't chase no tops. Dun, 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 dun. Nah, nothing to see here. No divergence on any of the oscillators. Just continuation, confluence, not divergence. Nothing fantastic. Obviously, you can see the blow off right here. Everything gets oversold. You get the MACD crossover, you get RSI oversold, stochastic oversold, overbought, excuse me. God, I say that thing. I've been doing this for 10 years. I always say the wrong words, man, because I talk too fast. Yeah, and that's not looking like a bad potential breakout trade. You've got this double bottom support right here, which is going to turn into resistance. Looks like we've closed above it, man. Again, looking back at that volume profile, if we can stay above this area, then we start to look fairly confident about these targets up here. But just be cautious, guys. Just be cautious, man. It's a bear market, dude. These things can change on a dime. Texas Blues. Yeah, man, I feel really sorry for people holding XLM from the Coinbase pump as well, dude. Again, my approach is a little different. I'm just trying to scrape the bottom again. Got a fairly tight risk management strategy on that as well, and it's a small position of the portfolio. B-dubs, 82822, B, 8288, 2B. What's going on, man? Any thoughts on Encash? I'll take a quick look, man. It's getting kind of late. I got to be going. This will probably be the last thing I look at for you guys. Yeah, man, it kind of looks the same as a lot of alts right now. Just kind of in this period of consolidation, really scraping along the bottom. I won't do the full analysis on it, but I'll just give you the rough draft. Yeah, you got some strong support right here, man. We got a double bottom off support, potential movement up. Let's look at the volume profile real quick. Just give you the TLDR here. Yeah. So close above like 18. So actually 0.0018 cents. Actually, you could look for some higher targets up here. Let's get rid of session volume. Again, sorry I'm doing this so quick, so this isn't really deserving of the time. So don't trade this. Just take this. Just trying to give you some like outlying metrics here, guys. Yeah, there you go. Super quick. Yeah, if you're able to close above this consolidation range right here, then you're at least looking to sweep these tops right here, which would allow you to take targets of like taking this breakout trade, setting your stop loss like right here below the swing low, lets you look to target at least a retest of that top at about $4, or excuse me, about 4.6% profit. And then if you actually sweep this high, which would be great, you have about 12% profit, 11.5% profit. Are they trades that I want to take at this point in time? Like, no. I'd rather wait for. You can see that we have a huge volume block right here. To me, this actually looks like breakdown, retest of that value area, complete rejection from it. Looking to come back up, can't even pierce below an LVN below the value block, which is just lower lows, lower highs, and I need to see that pattern break in a significant way. So even taking this breakout trade for me, I'd be more confident about just the sweep of these highs, not necessarily the sweep of these highs. I don't see the. I need to see. I need to see a little bit more significant volume come in relative to everything else. It's really nothing. Hey, Texas Blues, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Zach Tan says, if you don't mind me asking, how did you get the VPVR for all parts of your graph? That's session. I assume what you're referring to is session volume. So you just simply go into your indicators, volume profile, and session volume. Session volume is pretty much the only way that I day trade. Rico S says, Bitcoin is about to make a violent move sideways, man. Oh, shit. Tony Regaldo, come in tomorrow, man. I'll check out Stratus, dude. I'm getting a little pooped, brother. I gotta be going. I just want to double check the chat. Beg Fraudy, Dogecoin, soon 1 USD. Hey, man, hell yeah. Brandon Murray says, I don't know why, but I have a really strong belief the bottom will be 2,900 USD. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think probably the reason that you believe that is because that is the measured move of the descending triangle that we've been plotting out for a while, and the broadening bottom, whatever you want to call it, broadening wedge. Everybody's like looking at it differently. It's the measured move of that. And it's probably because you've heard it a lot of places. I've heard 2,900 everywhere. I don't really think 2,900 is a thing, honestly. I think if we break 3,000, then again, 2,850 looks a little bit better to me. But honestly, again, I think that if we break 7K, then the bear market continues on for quite a while, and we land somewhere in between 2,938 and 2,120. That's just based off the previous consolidation area here. Looking at all this historical data that we have for Bitcoin, this is the consolidation area that we have right here. Getting a little tighter in between that, looking at the volume profile. I guess it gets a little tighter in between these areas right here. $27.95 to $22.45, but not a whole lot tighter, guys. That's still a huge general amorphous area, so much that I'm not even going to draw that out for you. And you also have right there, you have at 23.31, I believe. Yeah, 23.31, you actually have our 886 Fibonacci retracement. So break a 3K, I'm actually pretty negative down to those lower levels. Just because breaking 3K is going to be painful. It's a strong psychological support level. I do, sir. I do, Gabe Anderson. No problem, Tony. Sorry, man, but yeah, I'm just getting pooped, bro. I gotta peace out for a while. Brandon Murray says these Wall Street wolves are really good at shaking weak hands. My friends don't even want to talk about Bitcoin anymore. I like to talk about Bitcoin. I talk about it every day. That's all I talk about. Not really to anybody that'll listen to me anymore. I'm kind of past that point, but it seems people are interested in hearing me talk about it. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a important thing that you can do to finish off your evening. Thank you so much for joining me for the evening stream or for the afternoon stream, guys. First off, head on over to cryptocurrency.com, guys. Again, let's take it one at a time. If you are a new viewer, man, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're here every single morning at 12 noon. Eastern Seaboard time, cracking cryptocurrency live for you guys, dude. 2 hours at least every single day just for you guys. If you guys would like to support the stream, again, subscribe, hit that notification bell, smash those thumbs up. We really appreciate it, guys. Give us a follow or a sub on Twitch. We highly appreciate that also, guys. If you want to support the stream, you can also look at making a one-time PayPal donation or hitting up our Patreon. Again, a lot of ways to support the show. If you guys would like to bust something around cool, man, you can check out our merch. It is scientifically proven. I have actually done the research to prove that if you drink your morning or afternoon coffee, that's a cap. Mugs and drinkware. This I'll show you the one. This is the one that you need to get. It's hold on, let me find it here. It's right here. This one right here. If you do drink your coffee out of the HODL Bitcoin Light mug, okay? The contrast coffee mug. If you drink your morning coffee out of this, you will be 80% more attractive to the opposite sex, and the coffee is 95% tastier, guys. So if you guys want to support the stream, we highly appreciate that. If you are interested in joining the Cracking Cryptocurrency trading group, you will get access to the VIP chat room, where you can discuss trade setups and ideas, communicate with me one-on-one. You get access to the VIP day trading voice chat for live day trading. You get access to all our trade setups and signals. You get access to once-a-week webinars with me to discuss trading strategies, risk management, setups, systems, anything you guys like to talk about just to get that kind of one-on-one and personal stuff. You'd also get access to our resource library, a personalized trade journal, and access to our monthly live living tracking sheet as well, guys. So we've compiled a whole lot of stuff in the resource library as well. You get access to all the courses that you would normally have to pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for elsewhere. I've compiled them over 10 years, and so it's yours, guys, for $80 a month. It's all it costs you to be a part of the premium Cracking Cryptocurrency trading group, guys. So if you guys have any questions, as always, you can leave thoughts, comments, concerns, questions, sarcastic remarks, and death threats down in the section down below, or you can email us at contact@crackingcryptocurrency.com or fill out the contact us form on our website, comes right to us, or DM us in the Discord, guys. Real easy to get a hold of us, guys. So you guys have been fantastic and awesome. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for coming back here day after day. Thank you so much to everybody that's been liking, following, subscribing, dropping by the Discord to say what's up. You guys are pretty awesome, man, and you guys make every day worthwhile. So I'm getting I'm getting kind of worn out here. So you guys be awesome. I'll be back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, or noon on the Eastern Seaboard Time, guys. You guys be good, trade safely, and as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Cracking cryptocurrency.